let me just finish that. I'll come right back to you. In that email where they said, you know, we're working with the Banff Gate Mountain Lodge and Spa, they can't. They don't own it. And the people who do own it, the banks and the financial companies, they don't want anything to do with CHEATauWorld. They got swindled. Just a second, I'll come back to you. What was your question? No, Bill Buterman is not a bankruptcy trustee. Bill Buterman is one of the founding partners of Access Capital, which is a financial company. And they extended mortgages on, I believe, 17 units at the Banff Gate. He wants to know how Traveler's Acceptance fits into all of this. Are any of you making payments to Traveler's Acceptance? No? You were? You just finished. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Traveler's Acceptance, you know the promissory notes that you signed, for those of you who financed? They had you sign promissory notes. The promissory notes, first of all, are not legally binding promissory notes because they don't fit the legal definition of a promissory note. When I went to court and showed the judge my promissory note, he said, this is not what the paper it's printed on. So, Andre Muran sold Traveler's Acceptance some promissory notes. The idea being, Traveler's Acceptance now will collect on the promissory notes from the members. Traveler's Acceptance sued CHEATauWorld at some point. I don't know if the reason they sued was because they realized the promissory notes were bogus or what. What I can tell you is that they have a judgment against CHEATauWorld for a little over $800,000, which we believe is the amount of money in promissory notes they purchased. So I've been working, one of the members, my dear friend Gwen, contacted me and said, Traveler's Acceptance is bullying me. Like what? So I started helping Gwen, and we sent a number of nasty letters to Mr. Mills, is it? Mr. Mills at Traveler's Acceptance. And Mr. Mills tried desperately in his emails to Gwen to misrepresent the law surrounding promissory notes and tried to convince her that she had signed a contract B that Gwen had never seen. And so we sent him a letter back saying, Mr. Mills, we want to see this contract B. He provided a copy of the promissory note, and we wrote back and said, you know what, your promissory note doesn't mean anything. These are the reasons why it doesn't mean anything. And where's contract B? And he tried to do a little duck and swerve. We made a number of accusations against him that he simply didn't respond to. So my sense of the matter with Traveler's Acceptance is that if there's a group of TA people who are being collected from, I would be willing to bet dollars to donuts that TA should not be collecting from you because they have a judgment that they should be collecting. So I would suggest you talk with a lawyer, because I'm not a lawyer. You should never substitute my judgment for your own, because I'm a crazy person. Talk to a lawyer and perhaps file a class action suit against TA. I think there's, personally, without a law degree, I think there's a really good case against them. Think they will have the nerve to send another invoice? Yeah, I think they might send another invoice. Well, they've been invoicing people as recently as 2 weeks ago. I'm getting emails from people saying they're still demanding club dues and maintenance fees from me on resorts they don't have. So if they send you an invoice, I don't know, mail it to Miles. Right, Miles? Yep. Mail it to Miles, Partington at Service Alberta. Oh yes, Traveler's Acceptance just changed their name to Creologics. That's correct. That is correct. The name change does not mean you can't sue them. Creologics threatened to sue you last night? Okay. Do you know where my website is? Okay. send me an email with the information. I'm going to forward the letters that we sent to Travelers Acceptance and some information about that. And you feel free to take all of that information and put it into your own words and send it to them. When was the official foreclosure on Banff date? There's no one date because it's different dates for all of these different units. The 17 units, do you know when they did the 17 units? You got it out in the car? That's why we brought you, Al. Oh, no. I understand people have stayed there recently. They were renting out foreclosed units they had no right to rent out. I understand. There's two things. The RCI point. I know a lot of you received letters from RCI saying that your usage has been restricted as of March. I've been receiving emails from people since at least October of last year saying that blocks have been placed on their memberships. And my very best secret agent, Crystal, she has managed to get one of the supervisors at RCI to feed her information about what has been going on. As we understand it, as we have been told by the supervisor, CHEATauWorld withdrew the entire membership's 3-year point inventory from the RCI exchange. That was sometime last year.
In order to be a member of RCI, the company must deposit 3 years worth of inventory, 3 years worth of points for each and every member that they have. So if they have 4,000 members, they must deposit 3 years for each 4,000 members into RCI, and it must stay there. So they withdrew it way back, I think it was in August, when I found out that everything had been withdrawn. And that was what they had done because, I don't know, I think what they were doing is using the points to have other people stay in other units that they didn't have.
I don't know the answer to that question, and I'm going to tell you what I tell people. You need to contact RCI and demand that they explain it. You have to start passing people microphones so you can all hear the questions.
Okay, I've talked to RCI a couple of times, and they're really, really good to speak with. We have some points, I think, 10,000 with them right now that we can use. After that, there's nothing, and they told me specifically if there is no home resort, which there is no longer, you cannot be a member with them.
I'm going to hand the mic to Al because he also seems to have some understanding about this that I don't have.
Yeah, I'm a weak member, tired that is, and old and weak. But my wife and I had a week at Chateau Canmore. We purchased that rate back in '95, and when CHEATauWorld lost Chateau Canmore, it was disaffiliated with RCI. They sent us a letter stating that they were disaffiliating. And when I say they, I mean RCI, the Real Resorts Condominiums International, sent us a letter saying as long as we paid our dues or the membership fee into RCI, that we could maintain our membership there and be able to take the last call vacations and extra vacations. The only thing we couldn't do is have any exchange privileges. I don't know how it would work with the points, but I would think as long as you're paying your membership fees to RCI, it would work.
That's what they told you. I've also heard from a number of different people that they're getting different stories depending on which RCI rep they talk to. And it seems that the best strategy you can use is to insist you talk to a supervisor because they seem to have better information. Did you want to?
When I talked to the supervisor and I asked about what happens am I ripped off totally with RCI or what, And they said that I still have a few, I think have 9,000 points with RCI with the extra bonus points I bought for a penny a point.